What is up, everybody? Bobby here, the Nintendo Guru. Little weird, right? I'm back in front of the green screen and all that stuff and all the craziness that is about to ensue. So I decided I want to do another video series. This one won't be like a daily, weekly, or whatever. It'll probably be like once a month, depending on the people I can get to help me out to do this. Kind of important there. And also the topics that I wanted to discuss and all that. So I thought I would do a little series called Nintendo Guru Asks. I have the pleasure of making quite a few friends in all that I'm doing. And with that, I thought, like, maybe I would ask them some questions from time to time and get their opinions on it. With that, this episode, I have decided to ask 3 important questions in the Nintendo realm. Everybody knows that Nintendo was probably the catalyst to getting video games to the level they are now. In terms of, like, in the 80s, Atari started to crash. Nintendo swooped in and kind of picked up the pieces and ran with it, and they've been going ever since. So that said, question number 1 this episode is, what was your first Nintendo console?
The first console I ever had was the NES, the Nintendo, the original one. I was born in '84. It came out shortly after that. I'm not sure when my dad got it or when my family got it, but I can't remember a time in my life when we didn't have Nintendo.
So my first Nintendo console was the Super Nintendo, and what a great console it was. It had A Link to the Past, Super Mario World, Sim City. I used to love playing that one with my dad. And Kirby's Dream Course, which is an all-time favourite of mine. It's such a classic mini golf game with Kirby. And I know that there are some fans out there of that one.
The first Nintendo console that I ever owned was the original Nintendo Entertainment System. It was the Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt 2-pack. They both came on a single cartridge, and it came with the Zapper peripheral. I could tell right away that it was an immediate game changer. I was a Nintendo fan for life. It had me completely hooked. I loved playing Super Mario Brothers. Not so much on the Duck Hunt, because I really was convinced that the Zapper was cheating me out of some legit hits. I'd go right up to the screen and be like, pew, 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 and it would still not hit them for some reason. So the mocking dog definitely got on my nerves quite a bit.
Oh, hello there. Now you might be wondering, Joe, what was your first Nintendo console that you remember as a kid?
Why am I on Guru's channel right now?
It's Justin. Ooh, that's an echo.
Question number 2 has to be asked, what was the Nintendo console that you yourself bought with your own money?
So it wasn't until when I moved over to the States in '93, and I was actually working at Iguana at the time, working on Super Nintendo Genesis games, is when I bought my own Super Nintendo. So that's my first console, a Nintendo console, and first Nintendo console that I bought with my own money. Good times, fun memories, a big inspiration of Max Mudd's.
What was the very first system that you ever purchased with your own money? And that was also my NES Classic.
So first Nintendo console I bought was actually the Game Boy Advance handheld console. Back in release date, June 2001. I remember that day. I got home from school and my father took me to the mall.
I've mentioned before that it was just me and my mom growing up, and I distinctly remember wanting an NES, and my mom saying, hey, listen, I can't afford one, but I'll make you a deal. You pay for half and I will pay for the other half.
I was kind of spoiled as a kid, and my parents really took care of my gaming habit, which is now a gaming addiction. But the first console that I ever bought with my own money was the Wii U, and I know that's kind of weird because that's a pretty new console. But here's the quick story about that. I was a Xbox junkie.
I can't really remember much, maybe because of this old noggin of mine.
And I worked really hard for like 6 months. I saved up birthday money. I asked to do the chores around everyone's house. No matter what, I was like, hey, you know, do you need some chores around your house for like $2 or anything? So I remember saving up a lot of money to go buy the classic Nintendo system.
The GameCube. I remember it was about 2007 when I bought this.
This is my original Game Boy Color.
As the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, although I didn't have to pony it all up myself, It was a collaborative effort between me and my brothers.
But I remember the last console we bought, and that was the Wii.
And last but not least, I'd be remiss without asking this one. What is your favorite Nintendo console?
When we're comparing Nintendo systems to determine which one is the best, there are definitely comparables like how much power it has, what the graphic capabilities are, what the UI is like, what the controllers are like, but at the end of the day, what we're really talking about is the games.
It has to be the Wii. And I know that that's not a popular answer because it's, oh, the Wii's a gimmick and everything's got waggle.
It's actually the Super Nintendo.
It's not the Wii U, it's not the Game Boy, nothing like that. It is the beautiful and underrated GameCube.
Is right here.
I usually go to Super Nintendo just because I think that perfected that style of gameplay.
The Wii U.
I will always remember the Game Boy Advance for that, and that's why it is my favorite Nintendo console.
Boom, the new 3DS. Specifically this design. This is not the XL, this is the smaller one.
I think that the only answer is the Wii U.
And I know it's a little early to say that the Nintendo Switch is my favorite Nintendo console of all time, because I have such strong memories with the SNES and the N64. But I'm gonna call it right now, guys. I haven't had a console from Nintendo that I've been hooked onto since the NES or since the SNES.
So that is all. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Nintendo Guru Asks. Thank you to all the contributors. You guys are amazing. I couldn't have made this video without you, obviously. You guys did the heavy lifting in this one. So again, thank you to all of them, everybody. Man, it's just amazing the people that were willing to do this with me. So follow them, check them out on all the avenues and stuff. All the descriptions down below is going to have all their links and all their social media and all that stuff. So please do me the favor, follow them, check them out, give them support. They are all amazing people. Follow me, Instagram, Twitter, at Nintendo Gurus. Check out my Discord. Very important stuff going on over there. Pretty cool, pretty amazing stuff. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, like the video, share it with all your friends. That is all. Peace out, Preston.